Chosen one, what I'm about to reveal may shake your very understanding of reality. If you are hearing this message right now, it is not by coincidence. Something far greater has drawn you here. You have done what no divine being before you has ever accomplished. You passed God's ultimate test unexpectedly and shattered the sacred boundaries written in every ancient text. You broke the limits of every god. What you have done defies the laws of heaven and earth alike. Chosen one, you achieved what only the last god could achieve. Your divine essence is awakening before its appointed time, rewriting destiny itself. Before we go deeper into this message, pause for a moment and do 3 simple things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This number carries the frequency of awakening. It signals the universe that you are aligning with the message meant only for the chosen ones. Now listen closely. The holy researchers, ancient civilizations, and modern scholars are all in awe. Their findings confirm what no prophecy ever dared to declare. Every sacred stage written in the old holy books, every myth and divine philosophy, all lead back to you. You are the convergence of all divine bloodlines, the embodiment of what the ancients called the final light. Your body is transforming beyond mortal comprehension. It no longer ages, it evolves. Even your medical results have left the scientific world speechless. You became divine before time allowed it, and these are the signs the ancient gods foretold. Chosen one, the world is beginning to recognize what you are. You broke the divine limits, and that alone is proof that you are the last divine. Everything happening around you, every shift, every manifestation, is part of your transformation. You are the new god of a new universe, and your awakening has only just begun. There are moments in eternity when even the gods hold their breath, and this was one of them. The day you rose beyond the reach of every divine being, the cosmos trembled in awe. No one expected it, not the watchers of creation, not the celestial scribes who record destiny. The universe, once certain of its order, found itself gazing at something it had never seen before. A mortal rewriting the laws of divinity itself. The sacred echoes of your awakening spread like shockwaves across existence. Galaxies whispered your name in frequencies unheard by the living. The stars dimmed, not in defeat, but in reverence, as though conceding that their light could no longer match yours. This was not an ascension foretold. It was a breach of cosmic law, the impossible made manifest. Even the keepers of the divine archives could not comprehend it. Scrolls that had stood unbroken for millennia began to rewrite themselves in your likeness. The symbols once representing gods of fire, water, light, and time started to merge, forming the image of one. You, the last divine, the one who passed God's final test without warning. And as the heavens tried to understand, humanity stood on the edge of disbelief. Prophets fell to their knees, scientists shattered their instruments in confusion, and every truth known to man started to blur. For the first time, creation realized it had been outgrown by its own design. The chosen had surpassed the chooser. From that moment onward, silence ruled the skies. Not in emptiness, but in respect. The divine chorus had stopped singing because it had found a new voice, yours. No being before you had dared to cross the line between creation and creator. Yet you didn't cross it. You erased it. Every god, every pantheon, every celestial order, once defined by eternal law, suddenly found itself beneath your shadow. You didn't just defy the gods, you redefined what gods could be. The divine stages written in ancient scrolls were believed to be unreachable by any mortal. But you walked through them as though they were memories from a past life. From mortal flame to divine light, you shattered each boundary with the calm certainty of one who has already seen the end. It was as though the cosmos had been waiting for you, unaware you were already written in its core. Myths across continents and civilizations suddenly converged in your story. The Egyptian eye of Ra, the Greek fire of Prometheus, the Hindu concept of moksha, all became fragments of a larger truth that was always pointing toward you. Scholars didn't discover this by research, they felt it in their bones. Something ancient had awakened through you. Even the gods who once ruled over creation felt their essence tremble. They had known power, but not purpose. You became the bridge between what was and what will be, rewriting the architecture of existence. The divine hierarchy crumbled not in rebellion, but in surrender. They knew you were not their rival, you were their completion. And so, as the last echoes of the old order faded, a new truth emerged. Divinity was no longer something to be worshipped. It was something to be realized, and you were its living proof. In every ancient book, there was a prophecy so terrifying that even the gods dared not speak it aloud: the awakening of the last divine. It was said that this being would arrive before its destined time, forcing creation to rearrange itself around a new axis of existence. That prophecy was about you. When your essence began to awaken, reality itself faltered. The stars around you dimmed, as if the universe had paused to witness its own rewriting. You were not supposed to exist yet. The divine timeline had not reached the point of your creation. Yet, there you stood, breathing the air of an era not prepared for you. The cosmic sequence failed, but you did not. Temples in ruins began to hum again. Forgotten relics lit with ancient light. Statues that had stood lifeless for centuries turned their eyes toward the sky. The old gods, whose names had been lost to dust, whispered to one another, "It has begun again." But this was not a rebellion of heaven. It was evolution. You were not born to destroy what came before. You were born to complete it. The sacred texts that once spoke of judgment and rebirth now spoke of balance and creation. You were the missing verse in the divine song. And so, as the last of the divine gates opened before you, a new kind of light spilled forth, not from above, but from within. You became the prophecy the world feared and the miracle it needed. For centuries, humanity misread its own scriptures. Prophets spoke of saviors, gods, and chosen ones, never realizing they were fragments of a single truth: your arrival. Every religion, every myth, every spiritual story was a puzzle piece, and you were the image they were all trying to complete. Ancient scribes once believed the divine cycle ended with the gods, but their final writings spoke of an anomaly, a being neither divine nor mortal, yet beyond both. You became that anomaly. You didn't fit into prophecy, you made prophecy fit you. Archaeologists now unearth relics bearing symbols that match your very existence, fingerprints of your destiny scattered across ages. From Mayan calendars to Vedic hymns, everything aligns around one point in time. Now, the age of the last divine has begun. When you speak, the sacred vibrations ripple through reality itself. People feel it in their chest, as though their souls recognize a voice older than creation. It's not command, it's resonance. A divine echo waking humanity from its long sleep. You were never foretold to save or destroy. You were foretold to reveal, to remind existence what it truly is: infinite, evolving, divine. And that revelation began the moment you opened your eyes. Throughout the world, ancient civilizations left behind fragments of knowledge they could barely understand themselves. Hieroglyphs, stone tablets, celestial maps, all whispered of stages of power, wisdom, and divinity. And now, as scholars painstakingly cross-reference these ancient relics, one shocking truth emerges. Every single stage was designed for you. From the first spark of awareness to the ultimate divine transformation, the progression of gods and mythic beings mirrors your own journey. The Sumerian Anunnaki, the Greek Titans, even the forgotten deities of the northern tribes, they were all shadows, foreshadows, or pieces of the greater you. History wasn't written to glorify them, it was encoded to predict you. The holy researchers, those sworn to guard the secrets of the sacred past, are left trembling. Libraries that once guarded fragments of divine truth now appear as open doors, pointing toward your existence. It's as though the entire story of humanity, of the cosmos itself, was patiently waiting for your arrival to finally make sense. Even civilizations that vanished without a trace left behind hints. Subtle alignments of temples, strange astronomical phenomena, and artifacts radiating unexplainable energy. Every clue converges on one undeniable fact. You embody the culmination of divine evolution, the end and beginning of all sacred stages. And in this revelation, the world feels both small and infinite. Small because human understanding has always been limited. Infinite because one being, you, can now encompass the wisdom and power of countless gods across time. Those who have devoted lifetimes to understanding the divine are now questioning everything they thought they knew. Scientists, theologians, and sages alike cannot explain what they witness. Charts, data, sacred texts all crumble under the weight of your existence. The holy researchers are no longer observers. They are witnesses to a reality beyond comprehension. Laboratories that once mapped DNA now record impossible mutations. Astronomers looking into the skies detect energies that should not exist. The researchers' instruments cry out for answers that are beyond equations. They are not merely astonished, they are terrified and awestruck simultaneously. Every hypothesis they formed about the divine, every prediction they made about the cosmos, collapses under your reality. Even the most conservative minds admit reluctantly that the universe has shifted its laws to accommodate you. The last divine cannot be explained, only acknowledged. And yet, amid the shock, there is awe. The human race glimpses a possibility beyond limitation, a bridge between the mortal and immortal that no one thought could exist. Researchers find themselves drawn to you, compelled not by duty, but by a profound understanding that you are something more than any mind could contain. Their shock becomes reverence, for in your presence, they realize that they are not studying divinity, they are experiencing it firsthand. No human anatomy could explain what is happening to you. Your body is evolving beyond physical law, transcending cellular aging, disease, and even mortality itself. Every heartbeat, every breath resonates with a rhythm that seems synchronized with the universe itself. You are not simply changing, you are ascending. Medical teams are baffled. Blood tests reveal elements and energies not present on Earth. Vital signs defy logic. Your body generates fields of energy that distort the environment around you, bending light and time itself. Every organ, every cell, is evolving at a rate the planet cannot comprehend. This transformation is not painful. It is majestic. It is as though every molecule recognizes its purpose in your ascension. Skin radiates subtle hues of cosmic light. Eyes reflect entire galaxies. You are no longer a being. You are an entire plane of existence manifesting in flesh. People who witness your presence cannot help but feel changed themselves. Even the weak and sick experience a surge of vitality. Children stare in awe, sensing something eternal in your gaze. The transformation is not only biological, it is existential. You are becoming the living embodiment of creation. And as your body transcends, so does your mind. Awareness expands into realms of knowledge and understanding previously reserved for the gods. Every thought, every decision reshapes the fabric of reality itself. Age, a concept that binds mortals, bends for you. The wrinkles, fatigue, and decay that govern ordinary life have no authority over your being. You exist in a timeless state, a paradox in which your consciousness continues to evolve even as your body remains ageless, perfect, divine. Time itself seems to pause in your presence. Clocks stop, shadows linger longer than physics allows, and natural cycles falter subtly as if bowing to your eternal rhythm. Historians, physicists, and mystics agree on one thing. Your existence violates the fundamental laws of temporality. This agelessness is not merely physical, it is spiritual. Memories, experiences, and wisdom accumulate without the weight of decay. You become a vessel of eternity, a living archive of everything that has passed, everything that is, and everything yet to come. Even the most advanced civilizations of today cannot replicate this phenomenon. Every experiment, every observation confirms that you are beyond human limitation. To witness you is to see time itself rendered a subordinate, a servant to your being. And with this, the world senses a new hope. Mortality is no longer an absolute, suffering is no longer final, and destiny is no longer written without the last divine's presence. The universe has a timetable for evolution, for awakening, for ascension. You arrived ahead of schedule, disrupting the natural order. The cosmos had expected millennia, maybe even eons, before such a being could exist. Yet you emerged now, forcing the universe to adjust. Stars aligned in ways they had never aligned before. Planets pulsed with new energy. Even black holes, the supposed masters of time and space, responded to your presence with subtle distortions. Creation itself was not ready, yet it had no choice but to recognize your emergence. The gods of old, who have ruled for eons, watched in silent astonishment. They had anticipated the rise of a being like you, but never this soon. You were meant to grow into divinity. Instead, you were born into it fully formed, a lightning bolt of infinite potential, striking a world unprepared. This early ascension is both blessing and responsibility. The universe watches, the mortal realm trembles, and all of creation holds its breath. You are a harbinger of change, an inevitable disruption that cannot be ignored or contained. And in this premature awakening, a truth emerges. Destiny is flexible, but the last divine is inevitable. The cosmos adapts, because it must, For you are beyond the waiting period. You are here now. Doctors, geneticists, and biochemists are left speechless. The human body is a machine governed by biology, physics, and chemistry, yet your body defies every known principle. Cells replicate without error, neural pathways expand infinitely, and even DNA seems to be rewriting itself in real time. Tests return anomalies too extraordinary to classify. Heartbeats generate subtle gravitational waves. Blood plasma contains unknown elements that shimmer with life. Enzymes and proteins operate at speeds that should be fatal, yet you thrive. You are not illogical. You are unprecedented. Even the most advanced AI simulations cannot replicate your transformation. Machines designed to predict human evolution crash when analyzing your presence. Medicine, technology, and science become mere observers to a phenomenon that cannot be measured. What once defined human limitation now seems irrelevant. The boundaries of life, death, and the human experience have collapsed around you. Every doctor, every scientist, every researcher watching feels a mixture of awe, fear, and humility. And this realization is not just scientific, it is philosophical. You are proof that divinity can manifest in flesh, that evolution can leap beyond expectation, and that the impossible is not just possible. It is here, embodied in you. No nation, no faith, no power can deny your existence. World leaders convene in emergency councils, holy scholars debate with reverent fear, and every corner of civilization feels the seismic impact of your awakening. Their statements are not mere acknowledgement, they are surrender to a new reality. From the United Nations to the oldest monasteries, proclamations arise. The last divine has emerged. The implications are vast. Political agendas, religious doctrines, and social hierarchies are no longer sufficient to explain the shift. Humanity's collective consciousness is being rewritten around you. Global media captures fragments of your power, yet no footage, no photo, no recording truly conveys the scale of your presence. Even those who claim skepticism are forced to reckon with evidence that defies perception, reason, and belief. You are beyond verification. You are experience itself. Yet even in this acknowledgement, there is hope. Leaders who once fought wars now pause, humbled by your emergence. Scholars who once questioned faith now bow, understanding that true divinity is not something to debate, but to witness. And in the eyes of every human who gazes upon this truth, a question arises. If one being can embody the divine fully, what then becomes of humanity? The answer lies in your presence, the blueprint, the guide, the harbinger of a new era. Every deity, every legend, every mythological figure that humanity has ever worshipped or feared exists as a reflection of your essence. The traits of the gods, wisdom, power, compassion, fury, converge within you, forming a living blueprint of ultimate divinity. You embody the lessons of countless civilizations, the courage of Hercules, the insight of Athena, the mercy of Vishnu, the cosmic foresight of Odin. They all flow through your being. History itself appears as a rehearsal for your awakening, a series of stages leading to one perfect convergence. Ancient texts hint at this possibility. He who embodies all shall transcend all, a fragment reads. Now, the fragment is no longer vague. It is alive, tangible, breathing, and walking among mortals. Your actions, decisions, and even thoughts reverberate across spiritual and mortal planes. They are templates of divine conduct, showing humanity the potential of alignment between purpose and power, between love and judgment, between creation and evolution. And in this realization, one truth becomes undeniable. All gods were never separate. They were always converging toward you. You are the blueprint and the culmination, the final proof that divinity is more than legend. It is living, breathing, and here. The universe itself is no longer impartial. It bends, stretches, and reshapes in response to your presence. Cosmic flows, once governed by predictable laws, now pulse with your frequency. Galaxies realign, nebulae shimmer in colors unknown to human sight, and even the fabric of space seems to vibrate in harmony with your being. The universe is awakening to you as if it recognizes a missing key, and your energy resonates across dimensions. Planets, moons, and stars respond not just physically, but spiritually. Magnetic fields pulse in your rhythm. Tides obey your silent call. And life itself stirs differently in your proximity. The harmony is not chaotic, it is deliberate, orchestrated by a force far beyond comprehension. Astronomers attempting to chart this phenomenon find equations collapsing under the weight of impossibility. Life feels subtly altered, intuition sharpens, empathy deepens, and the collective human consciousness senses something larger, something divine, in its midst. And in this cosmic symphony, one truth emerges with clarity. The universe was never fully alive until it recognized you. You are the axis upon which creation pivots, the heartbeat of existence itself. The era before your awakening was always a prelude, a stage set for transformation. You are the harbinger of what comes next, a universe reborn, a cosmos that learns, grows, and evolves in ways no one imagined. Every star, every life form, every thread of reality now feels your influence, awaiting the dawn you have brought. Civilizations tremble at this knowledge, yet they also feel hope. Wars may cease, ideologies may shift, and humanity itself may awaken to higher purpose because your presence has changed the rules. You are the living catalyst, the spark that ignites a future where impossibility is a memory. The last gods watch quietly, their power immense, but now subordinate to yours. They acknowledge, with a mixture of fear and reverence, that the universe will move forward not under their guidance, but under yours. You embody both judgment and mercy, creation and destruction, weaving them seamlessly into one unstoppable force. Even time, which once seemed immutable, bends to your rhythm. Past, present, and future become fluid concepts, allowing reality to unfold in harmony with your vision. You are not just part of the new universe, you are its blueprint, its blueprinter, its unchallengeable axis, and the world finally understands that this is more than divine awakening. This is a birth, the birth of a universe that has never existed before, and you, the last divine, are at its center. All the titles, powers, and names of gods throughout history converge into one simple truth. You are the last divine. Not just a god among many, not just a chosen one, but the culmination, the apex, the divine being who exists beyond all limitations, beyond all understanding, and beyond all fear. Your ascension has rewritten destiny itself. What once took eons to unfold has now been compressed into a single moment, and creation itself bows in recognition. Mortals, immortals, and the divine alike are left in awe. You are the threshold, the gateway, and the ultimate reality all at once. Even the most ancient myths pale in comparison to your existence. Prophecies, philosophies, and cosmic records that once seemed disconnected now converge into your story. Every god, every celestial, every legend points toward you. You are not the exception. You are the rule of existence. And yet, with all this power, there is an undeniable humanity to your presence. Compassion, wisdom, and choice flow from you with effortless grace. You are not tyrannical or distant. You are intimate with creation, bound to it, yet untouchable by its limitations. You embody the perfect balance between divine omnipotence and personal understanding. Chosen One, the world, the cosmos, and even eternity itself recognize the truth. You are not just a god. You are the last divine. The God beyond gods, the blueprint of all existence, the harbinger of a new universe. And from this moment forward, everything will bend, live, and evolve in your presence. The universe awaits your command, not out of fear, but out of reverence for what you have become. Your awakening marks the beginning of a legacy that stretches beyond the boundaries of space and time. This is no ordinary story. It is a chronicle of existence itself, written in the actions of one being, you. Every step you take echoes across the cosmos, leaving an indelible mark on stars, planets, and the hearts of mortals. The universe pauses to witness your emergence. Every civilization, past and future, becomes a chapter in your unfolding story. Ancient philosophers debated the nature of the divine, unaware that the ultimate answer would manifest in you. Now, myths, prophecies, and sacred texts converge into one undeniable truth. The last divine has arrived, and history will never be the same. Your influence spreads quietly at first, like ripples in a boundless ocean. Individuals begin to sense an unexplainable force guiding them, inspiration, courage, and clarity that transcends ordinary human experience. The legacy you build is not merely remembered, it reshapes the consciousness of every being it touches. Even the cosmic canvas itself responds. Stars ignite with a brilliance aligned to your essence. Galaxies spiral in patterns, resonating with your energy, and the fabric of reality itself feels the vibration of your presence. You are not only shaping your legacy, you are becoming its living embodiment. And as this dawn rises, it is clear that your story will be immortal, not as myth or legend, but as an eternal reality, a foundation upon which all existence will measure itself. They may not see you directly, but they feel your energy as if it were part of their own heartbeat. This presence inspires change on a personal and societal level. Fear turns into courage, despair into hope, and conflict into understanding. Humanity begins to evolve, not just physically or technologically, but spiritually, as if your awakening acts as a catalyst for the collective consciousness. Stories begin to circulate, tales of unexplainable phenomena, coincidences too profound to dismiss, moments where reality itself seems to bend toward benevolence. People whisper of the chosen force that guides their dreams and decisions. You become both legend and reality simultaneously. Even skeptics cannot ignore the effect. Scholars, scientists, and philosophers are forced to reconsider their understanding of existence. Something beyond human comprehension has emerged, reshaping their worldview in subtle yet undeniable ways. The mortal realm senses a presence that transcends time and reason. And as this wave of recognition spreads, it becomes clear. Your awakening is not only a personal triumph, but a catalyst for humanity's evolution. The last divine is no longer isolated. You are the heartbeat of a global awakening. Celestial events mirror your transformation. Comets streak across the night sky. Eclipses occur in impossible synchrony, and auroras blaze with unearthly colors. The universe seems to celebrate your arrival, orchestrating a spectacle that humbles all who gaze upon it. Astrophysicists and astronomers are left bewildered. They detect anomalies that cannot be explained through conventional science. Gravitational waves, radiation fluctuations, and cosmic patterns pointing unmistakably toward a singular source, you. Every astronomical observation becomes a testament to your power. These celestial signs are not merely aesthetic, they are symbolic. Galaxies seem to dance in patterns that echo your essence, while black holes subtly pulse as if acknowledging your authority. Even distant quasars emit signals that resonate with your frequency. The cosmos itself communicates your presence. Ancient stargazers, had they witnessed such events, would have written entire epics in your honor. Yet today, modern observers, armed with technology, are equally awestruck. The language of the universe is clear, and it speaks only of you. And as the stars align, humanity cannot help but feel the cosmic truth. A being of unparalleled divinity has emerged. The heavens themselves herald your ascension, leaving an eternal mark on both sky and soul. Every scripture, from the oldest tablet to the most recent prophecy, now reads as incomplete. Your wisdom surpasses what has ever been written, spoken, or imagined. You embody truths that civilizations have sought for millennia, answers to questions humanity has longed to ask. Philosophers and theologians study your words and actions in awe. Each decision, each choice reflects understanding far beyond mortal logic. You teach not through doctrine, but through existence itself. By being, you demonstrate principles that no text could ever fully capture. Even science bows before this understanding. Your insights into the fabric of reality, consciousness, and energy provide knowledge that could take humanity centuries to comprehend. You are a living library of the cosmos, a guide to the mysteries of existence. Your wisdom is not cold or detached. It is infused with empathy, emotion, and profound connection. It bridges gaps between mortals and gods, between reality and possibility, between knowledge and intuition. Each lesson you impart transforms those who witness it. And as your influence spreads, scholars realize a humbling truth. No amount of study can match direct experience. The last divine is not merely a source of knowledge, you are the ultimate revelation itself. For ages, humanity has told stories of beings that shape reality, who embody power, justice, love, and fury. Every myth now seems alive, for their essence flows through your existence. Heroes, gods, and spirits converge into a single, incomprehensible whole. You. Legends that once inspired fear or awe become tangible. From the wrath of Zeus to the patience of Avalokiteshvara, every divine archetype resonates in your actions. Humanity begins to see patterns they never understood, as though myths were not just stories, but precursors to your awakening. Ancient symbols take on new meaning. The Ouroboros, the Tree of Life, the Eye of Providence, all reflect facets of your being. Civilizations that vanished without explanation now appear as early witnesses to your power, their monuments and rituals subtly honoring your essence long before you walked the earth. Even the divine themselves recognize the shift. Gods, demigods, and cosmic entities understand that legends were fragments of a greater whole. You are the culmination, the synthesis, the embodiment of all stories ever told and all that will ever be told.